Today we're cooking salmon on a cedar plank, and it's just going to be 2 steaks of salmon, so it's going to be kind of a quick cook. It's not like I'm doing a whole side of it or 2 or whatever. And today I'm not in a hurry. Right now I'm kind of like pre-warming up everything. I've got it set for 250. Once it achieves 250, then I'm going to back it down to about 155, 160. And then you'll see me put in the cedar plank with salmon on it. And nothing special. I'll explain the seasoning when we get to that part of it. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm loving the fact that the tray is down lower. So I'm seriously getting to the point where I'm going to put the extra screws in and make that ready. Because I'm putting the cedar planks in here, I'm not going to be using the upper grate, so I got them folded up. So that will just give me this big work surface to work with. So that's what I've got. I'm using the Lazzari Mesquite charcoal that I like to use. Probably you can see it from there. One of the things that I like is that this isn't black. This is burning really kind of like a very light color. So that tells me that this is burning really clean. I mean, as you look right now, big gulps of smoke isn't coming out of there. You don't need physical smoke to taste it, like in the ribs and stuff like that. But I do love having a cleaner burning fuel, and no other fuel burns that clean for me. If I run the B&B or the Weber Professional, I even, I'm not sure what's called Cowboy. I only tried 1 bag of it, but all of those burn black, and I'm not really worried about that. So just to share with you, but I like the idea that the Lazzari gives me a flavor that I have liked already in about the last 6 cooks. And I'm going to get a chance with salmon to see what that Lazzari tastes like. This is going to give me a very delicate meat for this to work with. So I'm going to kind of put a sardine on my tongue and wait with bated breath for what the outcome is going to be. So let this balance out and I'll get right back to you. Okay, so I've got it dialed back to 155. Everything's it's all nice and toasty warm in here, ready to go. These plank cedar boards have been soaking for a little over 2 hours. I just wasn't watching the clock. I just put them in, put a couple of weights on them, and then I just got back to them. So they're soaked. And at this point, this is skin-on salmon, and I believe the salmon skin will actually stick to the board. This is how I'm going to serve it. We'll be eating off the boards. So we'll be scooping or using our fork and just getting the meat that way. It's seasoned with kosher salt. There's cracked pepper on it. And then I used a pollen flavoring for fish. I don't know if you've ever used pollens before, but it comes with a few different flavors in it. Maybe in the next sequence here I'll bring the can out and I'll read some of the ingredients in it. But anyway, I will put these in about the middle, and we'll let it go. I'm kind of thinking I'll kind of take a look at it about 30 minutes, but I'm kind of thinking it's going to be an hour. I'm going to set my little timer here. Maybe I'll do that on the app. Okay, thank you very much. I'll be right back. Okay, well, this is doing everything that we wanted to do. I went and picked up the can of my pollen stuff here. It's from Pollen Ranch Spices. So if you type that in and Google it, you'll find out that it's a fennel pollen spice blend. This is for fish and shelf seafood. Now, what they say in the way of great ingredients, it's crushed almonds, dried parsley flakes, dried ground orange peel, ground black pepper, which I already had on there, and cayenne pepper. So the main ingredient is the pollen, and if you look at it, it's exactly that. It's a very, very flaky, and they have this for all the different meats, even desserts. And I ended up buying a for the holidays last year, a collection, you know, like one of everything almost type of thing. And turns out very enjoyable. I imagine I'll probably always have something like this on my shelf. So anyway, that's what it is. Just thought I'd let you see it, because people say, what do you mean putting pollen on it? So, all right. Well, here we go. We're going to take a look. Oh yeah, coming in really nice. Don't want to leave the hood open too long. Oh boy, it's dark. I don't even know what time it is, but it's like 6 maybe, I don't know. Not used to this time of year. It got kind of stolen from me with this bad cold thing going around. Anyway, with that said, I got to get my lights on my deck, so that'll probably give me motivation to start getting them installed. I hope I have enough light for you to see what's going on in here. At this point, I just did a temperature check, and it's about 118, so I've got a ways to go. It's probably going to get darker. But at this point, all I can say is I smell just the Lazzari charcoal, or you know, the Mesquite lump coal burning, and I don't have any aroma from the fish, or at least not yet. And my plan is to have you here for the rest of the cook. Also, in between takes, I've got my speakers up here, and I'm listening to music that I can't share with you. You know, immediately YouTube jumps in and says, can't do that. But it dawned on me that it's on my playlist, and I believe I've called it my 8-track player or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link up here. Sorry that I'm putting it in so late in the video, but I think what my idea is that in the future, like right about when my video starts, I want to put the link up here saying my 8-track, and you'll know what it's about because you've heard me say it here. And if you have like a laptop or something where you're watching like on a browser with multiple screens, you'll be able to open up the one browser and actually play the same music I'm listening to here, and then adjust it to your own level, and then come back to the next browser tab over to watch the video part, and we can share what I think is good music. Again, I'm sorry that I can't share it with you. I always thought of my cars as mobile jukeboxes. I always listen to music, and it's not until I got involved here that I discovered that there's this thing called monetization or whatever, and it's like, I don't want money, but they still won't let me play it, because then it gets to the point where somebody protests and they'll ban the video. So it's like, oh, okay. But I used to do videos, if you look at my older stuff, where I'm driving, and I used to just, whatever was coming over the radio was actually in the background of the music. But that was maybe like, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Maybe it's only as far back as about 4 years ago, but that's when they started really getting kind of tough on letting me get away with it. So just thought I'd point that out. So if you remember, it was right there. So I'll be back. All right, I just checked the temperature here about 6-7 minutes ago, and it was about 134. And I was looking at how the salmon looked, and it still had that sushi look because it was cooking so low in temperature. So the beauty of the MasterBuilt is that we were able to just dial up the temperature. So I kicked it up to 465. You can hear the fan running right now. So that's just adding a whole bunch of quick heat in here to maybe try to do a little surface finish on the meat. I just am guessing that the meat's at about 140, and that's where I want it. So that's why I've now got the camera on. I'm getting ready to open the hood. My little countdown timer here is what I'm waiting for. It gives me about a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to shut off the grill, open her up. There is the smell. Oh, the aroma is excellent. Let me close my grates. All right, that's taken care of. I think I am happy with that. Obviously, I'm going to clean all that up in editing. You're probably going to wonder, what's he jumping around for? Anyway, so here we are under false lighting and everything else. It's just not going to look like it looks like in daylight. I know I'm going to love it, though. All right. Thank you very much for coming along. And I've got a few more things that are in my mind for some future videos here. So I appreciate it if you can like the video, if you want to support this channel. Also, I'm real happy with the subscription level. It's just growing at a nice steady rate, and I thank you for doing that. If you've already subscribed, appreciate it. If you haven't, could you? And we'll see what else we can do here. Have a good night.